Mr. Dark Skin Save is my neighbor. Hey, man, we got some conspiracy theories today. We got the Magic School Bus, Doppelganger Theory.
Bro, I swear we reacted to this video already.
I grew up watching Magic School Bus, bro. No, we didn't.
You so?
Yeah.
I grew up watching that shit too.
It's the Magic
School I never really
School
liked it though.
Really?
I only liked it when I was watching it in school because I didn't have to do any work.
Oh no, I loved watching Magic School Bus, bro.
No, that shit get boring.
When that show comes on the TV, I'm sitting down watching. I'm the Magic School Bus.
I don't know, man. It always scared me, bro. That teacher, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That teacher scared me for some reason.
Tall ass motherfucker, bro. Nigga, I be waiting for them to just get on the damn bus, bro. Because sometimes they be talking for too much before they get on the bus. I'm like, bro, just get on the bus. Hurry up, bro.
We know you about to get on the bus.
I don't have time for this.
The bus is about to change into some type of shit.
Yeah, bro.
And then the bus turned into a teapot or some shit, like whatever it is. Hurry up and do that shit. I want to see that.
Hey,
but look, man, today we got the Magic School Bus.
Doppelganger. Doppelganger.
Doppelganger is like another alternate you, right? That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's like a clone.
It's like a clone, yeah.
But it's not a clone.
Alright, let's do it.
There's something about going back.
Okay, they're already playing this creepy
TV shows from your childhood that just fills you with this warm, nostalgic feeling. Even though you're older now and your tastes have changed, these shows can still connect with you in ways that nothing else can today.
Facts.
That's at least how I feel when I rewatch The Magic School Bus. A show before everything became
that's a booty.
A show that just
if they were to remaster this,
how the world works.
This shit will flop.
Then you find something in that show that you don't remember. Something dark.
Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff.
Huh. That's weird. I don't remember Arnold dying in the show. And the more I rewatched, the more I realized how much I missed as a kid. And I knew I had to make my next video.
That's every show, bro.
Inside
I
the
swear
Magic
it
School
is.
Bus is a culture of fear and lies, all to hide a massive secret. Trust me, this theory is just as dark or complex as any of my SpongeBob theories. This is the Magic School Bus Doppelganger Theory.
Bro, the music they was playing too, bro, just made that shit 10 times scary.
No one on the cover to record gamers to play. Man, get this shit out of my face.
This is pretty fun. Videos like this on the side. And without further ado, let's begin the theory.
The theory.
Bro, our theory's the only one that scared me. I don't know why theories creep me out.
Because he makes you think, man.
The Magic School Bus is an animated educational kids show that aired from 1994 to 1997 and later got rebooted on Netflix in 2017. It follows Miss Frizzle and her class of 4th grade students as they use the Magic School Bus to go on crazy field trips to places like outer space, inside the human body, and traveling back in time, all to learn about how the world works. Like a lot of you, I watched it in school growing up, but
didn't they go in like
recently that I
into a time of racism, bro?
About the show.
I think I remember that shit
Do the
too.
parents know that their kids are regularly going on these dangerous, life-threatening
I be
expeditions?
wondering, bro.
And how is Arnold still alive after taking off his helmet in space?
I'm always wondering too, like, does the parents know they be going on this trip?
Man, that nigga don't know. All of a sudden.
Thanks, Janet.
Oh,
Hey, what?
he just got a cold after being exposed to the freezing vacuum of space. That's it. Something seems wrong here. But
That nigga will be
before we
dead,
even
nigga.
begin to question the logic of the show, we have to ask if there's even anything here worth theorizing about. I get this comment all the time. It's just a kid show. And you're right. When it comes to most kid shows, there's usually no internal logic to how or why things happen. And it would be pointless to try and make a theory about it. Except, here's the thing that sets the Magic School Bus apart from most kid shows. The show itself is constantly pointing out and questioning its own logic. It does this at the end of every episode during something called the producer segment. At the end of every episode, a character known as the producer for the Magic School Bus TV show shows up and answers questions from the fans.
Hello. Hi, you work on the Magic School Bus show, right?
You bet, I'm the producer.
That's right. Just like SpongeBob, the Magic School Bus breaks the fourth wall and acknowledges the fact that it's a TV show. Except, Magic School Bus does it in a very interesting way. At first I thought this character was supposed to be an animated stand-in for the actual real-life producer of the show, but the producer doesn't talk about the show like it's animated. He talks about it like it's a live-action production.
How come there was only one kind of bat on your show? There are almost 1,000 different kinds, you know.
Well, those kind of bats were banned from the set.
In fact, everyone talks about it like it's a live-action TV show.
Is this the bakery where they filmed that Magic School Bus show?
Yes.
What we are seeing here is not the actual producer of the PBS animated Magic School Bus show. We are seeing a fictional producer character for an in-universe live-action TV show inside of the real-life animated Magic School Bus show. It's confusing, I know. Think of it like
It's
a
like this
documentary where the filmmakers are just as much a part of the story.
Yeah.
So, just like my SpongeBob television
It's like
theory,
they're in a
everything
show,
you see
type
is
shit.
by in-universe cameras, and everything that happens is just scripted for the purposes of creating an educational live-action TV show.
Since why should a bus shrink and sprout legs like a bullfrog?
Since the scriptwriter wrote it in for the purposes of this episode.
You didn't believe the part where the kids got so close to the volcano.
It's television. We all know real kids don't go inside volcanoes.
And another thing, if an astronaut ever does make it to Pluto, she'd better not take her helmet off.
You think they'd end up with more than a cold, huh?
She'd end up a block of ice, or worse.
None of the characters actually go to space or travel through time. There's no real danger or magic involved. In the canon of the show, everything we see is fake. And this isn't even a Truman Show situation where the main characters are unaware they're being filmed. The kids actually sometimes show up or call in on the producer segment and talk as if they know about the show.
Watching that show, you'd think that nighttime lasted about 5 seconds.
Oh, well, we were a little short on time.
So, that pretty much answers every possible question I could have about the show, right? Like, anything weird or dark I find could just be explained away by it being scripted by the showrunners. And I almost gave up on making this theory because of that. Until I realized that's exactly what the Magic School Bus wants us to think.
I like the music in the background, though. Try to fuck us up. Cover up.
These type of music is
In
always
Season
like,
2,
creeps me
Episode
out, bro.
3, The Busasaurus, the class travels back in time on the Magic School Bus to visit the dinosaurs. During the episode, they keep track of which dinosaurs only ate plants with this chart. But when they go back to the present, we don't see the class take the chart with them. Just like the end of every episode, they have a producer segment, this time with a guest star from the show, and they clarify none of the magic they showed was real.
So no one's ever traveled back in time and seen real dinosaurs?
Absolutely not. Time travel is impossible.
But it's what happens at the very end of this segment that changes everything.
But of course it's not.
But
How could they find the dinosaur chart buried underground if the time travel wasn't real? This directly contradicts what the producers are constantly saying about the show. And this happens all the time in the producer segments.
Which reminds me why I called in the first place.
Yes?
I'm still waiting for someone to get that pile of litter off my planet.
Everybody knows there's no such thing as ghosts.
Could never use scum for bungee jumping, not in a million years. I wish you guys would stick to the facts.
It took water more than 15 million years to carve out the Grand Canyon. About as long as it's going to take you to freeze that water.
The impossible things that happen on these field trips are clearly real in the canon of the show, but why are they lying about it? In fact, they seem to get kind of nervous whenever the callers get pushy about what's real and what's not.
It would have taken weeks for the asteroid to reach the sun. You made it seem like it could happen in seconds.
Well, we had to fake it.
Ms. Frizzle must be magic.
Why do you say that?
What was that?
That? Oh, that was just the sound of Liz stretching the truth.
So why not just tell them that it's a real Magic School Bus? What's with all the secrecy? The class is constantly going to places like outer space, the bottom of the sea, inside an active volcano, all extremely dangerous places that no school could ever take kids unless they lied about it and pretended like the field trips were just faked as a part of an elaborate fictional TV show. And the cover-up goes much farther than just the show. The principal of the school has no idea what they're doing on these field trips. Parents don't know what's going on.
And now, live from the throne
Ralphie, that little girl looks just like your friend Wanda.
Who, her? No. Wanda's much, shorter.
Ralphie, I know that guilty look. What's going on?
Nothing, Mom. Really.
Oh, I'm sure they were just hanging around. Right, Ralphie?
Right, Miss Frizzle.
It's never explicitly stated in the show, but if you pay attention, it's clear that these field trips are a massive secret, and the kids are actively helping hide it.
But Miss Frizzle, we can't let Mr. Junket know the bus is magic.
He can't know what he can't see.
But why? I can see why the producers are hiding the secret, but why are the kids in on it? Maybe it's just because they love the field trip so much, and they know that if the secret got out, they wouldn't be able to go on them anymore. But I think there might be something more going on here. In the very first episode of the School Bus, Arnold brings his cousin Janet to visit his school, and she mentions that Arnold told her all about the field trips they go on.
Arnold told me all about your field trips.
Yeah, field trip, Dorothy.
What did he say?
Look at their reactions to hearing this. They are terrified of someone else knowing the truth. Now, I've already shown you that clip of Arnold taking off his helmet and freezing in space, but I didn't show you why he did it. Throughout the entire episode, Janet is trying to collect proof to prove that she went to space. And in order to convince Janet not to bring back incriminating evidence, Arnold does this.
There's no way I'm going home without my stuff. It's proof. Nobody will believe me without it. Janet, you want proof? I'll give you proof. Here's proof of what'll happen to you if you stay here with your stuff. Arnold, no!
You're gonna just let her
Arnold is
take one
more
rock.
afraid of Janet exposing their secrets. Actually do get to see what DA thinks would happen if her old teacher found out about their field trips.
Mr. Seaflat, I'd like you to meet
Take chances, make mistakes, get messy.
Oh, we never did anything like this in our old school.
Holy shit. It's Miss Frizzle. They're all afraid of Miss
Yeah, I was
Frizzle.
about
Miss
to
Frizzle may seem like this quirky, fun, eccentric teacher, but she is constantly manipulating these kids into being afraid and totally obedient. In episode 2, Arnold asked Miss Frizzle if he could skip the field trip.
Miss Frizzle, I really love to go on a field trip, but I've got this weird feeling.
Well, Arnold, I do need a volunteer to stay behind.
She casually says he can stay behind, but then without telling him, they shrink down and go inside of Arnold for their field trip.
Yeah.
I remember
At the end
that
of the
shit.
episode, they tell Arnold they were inside of him, and after this horrifying realization sets in, he says this.
You went inside?
Miss Frizzle, no matter what, I'll never miss another field trip. Never, ever, ever, ever.
The message
So it's like a punishment?
is clear. If you disobey or try to miss a field trip, there will be consequences. And if you don't believe me, in the very next episode, the exact same thing happens. In this episode, Ralphie gets sick and his mom tells him he has to miss school, but Ralphie vehemently tries to fight it.
It's my opinion, as your mother, and as a doctor, that you have a fever, which means you are sick, which means you are going back to bed.
But Mom!
Seems kind of weird, right? Usually kids love to miss school, especially a slacker, goofball character like Ralphie. But no, he knows there will be consequences if he misses a field trip.
Oh, that's a good theory.
Goes to his house, shrinks down, and goes inside of him. It's like an unspoken rule of the class. If you miss a field trip, you will become the field trip. There is a culture of fear and lies in the classroom, and Miss Frizzle is at the heart of all of it. No matter what, you must keep her secrets and continue going on these dangerous field trips, even if there's risk of getting hurt or worse. Which brings me back to my original question. How did Arnold actually survive after taking off his helmet in space? What if I told you he didn't? And the Arnold we see after this is not the same Arnold.
Why would you say that?
Oh,
stop playing.
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie, his theories be good so far, but I ain't gonna lie.
So, the Magic School Bus is supposed to be this infinitely powerful magical contraption, right? It can go anywhere, travel through time, and change itself or anyone else into just about anything. So, who's to say that the kids who get injured or killed don't just magically get brought back to life by the bus off screen? But after Arnold comes back from being frozen in space, he acts different. In the very next episode after he gets frozen, they keep calling attention to the fact that Arnold is acting weird for some reason.
You feel alright, Arnold?
It's sort of explained away in the episode, but it's weird how they keep bringing it up.
Miss Frizzle, I really love to go on a field trip, but I've got this weird feeling.
And before he was frozen, we heard him say this.
I wonder where we're going today. Inside a rotten log? Been there. To the bottom of the ocean? Done that.
He mentions how they've already been to the bottom of the ocean and inside of a rotten log. But they visit both of these places in future episodes, and Arnold never mentions the fact that they've already been there. In fact, no one does. It's like they don't even remember these past field trips. And this show does have continuity and a precedent for mentioning old field trips.
This looks familiar. Kind of like when we were in your bloodstream, Ralphie. Remember?
There's something really strange going on with these kids, but for the longest time I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I discovered something. Something so impossible and confusing that when I saw it, it honestly gave me chills. In episode 2, the magic school bus shrinks down and goes inside of Arnold to learn about the digestive system. But there's something inside of Arnold that made me question everything about this show. Something that I guarantee you wouldn't normally notice. Are you ready? Let me play the clip for you.
The esophagus. It's where your food goes after you swallow.
I think I remember this episode too.
Yeah, me too.
What are you doing?
Did you see it? Let's slow it down a bit. How the fuck is inside of Arnold? He is the one person who absolutely cannot be in the bus right now. But there he is, sitting in the back. But the next time we see the back of the bus, he's gone. No way, this has to be some
Oh, they probably fucked it up or something.
Right? Except 25 seconds later, we see him again sitting in the back of the bus. How is Arnold inside of Arnold?
Wait, what?
Made the same mistake twice, right? Except this isn't even the only episode where this happens. In season 4, episode 2, the class learns about a chicken's life cycle and shrinks Arnold down inside of an egg to watch it hatch. While they're waiting for it to hatch, the rest of the class goes to talk to the principal in his office, without Arnold. Except for a single shot, we can see
there.
Arnold in the office, that he's supposed to be inside of the egg. And just like last time, he immediately disappears as soon as we cut back to where he was standing. Who is this second Arnold
Hold on,
who keeps
bro.
appearing in places he shouldn't be? And
I feel like they won't make that mistake though, bruh. Like, what is the point of making that? Like, how about because they have
Nobody would know. Nobody really pay attention to that and notice what the fuck was going on.
I don't get it.
Hold on.
I'm baffled.
that's when it all made sense. The magic school bus doesn't bring dead kids back to life. They replace them with identical clones. Or how I like to call them, doppelgangers.
No, I mean, nigga, that's basically what they're doing.
It is no coincidence that this second Arnold showed up in the episode immediately after Arnold died in space. This is either the space Arnold's body or some sort of rogue doppelganger they lost track of, trying to blend in the back of class. But wait a second. Can the magic school bus even create clones of living things? Like, it seems like the magic school bus can do anything, but we never actually see it duplicate or create something from scratch.
I swear there was
It
an
never
episode.
changes things. It can turn a student into a fish, but it never creates a fish out of nothing. Trust me, I have looked everywhere in both this show and the reboot, and there is no evidence the bus can create life. But that's only
That's the
because
reboot?
I was
Still
looking in the
ugly.
wrong place. Miss Frizzle's classroom is absolutely full of dioramas of human body parts. An eye, a foot, an ear, the human skeleton. But if you pay close attention to these background objects, you'll realize they're not dioramas. They constantly move and blink as if they're alive. And the only possible explanation is that they were created by the magic school bus.
That's
Meaning it is totally possible for the bus to grow these doppelgangers to replace the students. Every time a student dies on a field trip, they have the perfect solution to cover it up. But how often could they possibly need to do this? Yeah,
So what
the
if
kids
those kids
regularly
are
put
bots?
themselves in danger,
All
but
of
the
them. To
closest
begin
we
with.
get to an on-screen death was Arnold
Okay.
taking off his helmet, and that's only one episode. Well, remember, the show itself is an unreliable narrator. They're obviously going to cut out or recontextualize anything that could expose them. But I think they let an important clue slip in the very first episode. Remember, when Arnold came back from being frozen in space, he was sick, which seemed to carry over with how weird he was acting in the next episode. Maybe when a doppelganger is created, they come out very weak from the cloning process and have the symptoms of a sickness. Is it possible every time a character gets sick
has
in the
a good
show,
theory,
they've
yeah.
actually been recently replaced with a doppelganger? How else does the producer know details about Ralphie's specific sickness?
What were those kids doing visiting Ralphie when he was so sick and tired?
Oh, well, don't worry. He wasn't infectious.
And Ralphie not being infectious would make sense if it's not actually a sickness, but the symptoms of being a newly grown doppelganger. And the same episode Ralphie gets sick, the skeleton in the classroom has a completely different outfit from previous episodes, with a different tie and no sunglasses. Maybe the classroom skeleton is where they store the body of the last dead student. It even has very similar shoes.
Hey, yo, what the
This
fuck?
goes far beyond just the occasional student getting replaced. I have found evidence
that
of
was
past
crazy.
Yeah, that would be
students
crazy.
so horribly wrong that no student came back from them alive. In episode 4, they shrink down and take a field trip into the ocean. Eventually, they get fished out by a fishing woman who says this.
No. Already have a bus.
Why would she have already fished up a miniature bus from the ocean?
Right.
I mean, maybe it's like a toy or something, but that's not the only
Why do I
time
feel like I
something like
remember
this has
this?
happened. In Season 2, Episode 1, they explore an underwater volcano and briefly pass by a random sunken ship. Except, if you look closely, it has a figurehead of Miss Frizzle on the front of the ship.
Nah,
Why
that
on
is
earth would a
crazy.
random ship at the bottom of the ocean have this? Well, it looks a lot like when the Magic School Bus turned into a boat in Season 4, Episode 13, and had a figurehead of Liz, the class pet. These are the wreckages of past failed field trips where nobody returned alive. There have been
Yo.
countless children who have
That's
died
like
on these
different.
field trips, but why?
Nah,
What's the point of all this?
that do make
Few
sense, though,
children
like-
past failed
These can be like the old school bus that turned into like a ship or something
Right.
with her shit on there, and like they failed a mission or some shit like that, or them niggas died or wrecked.
There have been countless children who have died on these field trips, but why? What is the point of all this? Who's really running the show here, and what is the true identity of Miss Frizzle?
It's a nice theory. It's Frizzle, bro.
Well,
The
this
Magic
nigga
School Bus
ruined all
TV
the
show is run
childhood.
by the producers we see at the end of every episode.
You bet. I'm the producer. One of them.
There's 2 characters who have been called producers of the show, and we never find out their names or where they came from. But do they look familiar at all to you? They have a very similar appearance to Tim and Wanda. Is it possible the producers are actually the original students who survived all these years? And the similarities go far beyond just their appearances. The male producer is seen working on a bee farm that we've never seen before, but Tim mentions in Season 3, Episode 1, that his grandpa owns a bee farm.
I've been delivering honey from my grandpa's bee farm all summer.
So they're just telling the
I
story.
think that's what he's implying. Yeah, like they're producing a show of their journey, or like their past, or what happened in like their childhood type shit.
Like, it'll be crazy, bro, if this shit is like some fucking real life shit and like
Yeah.
they just put like,
If it was real life shit, that shit would be crazy. But the fact that it's cartoons, so it's like, alright. But it's still a nice theory, though, bro. Like,
you never know, man. Me and nigga traveling in time and
Facts, bro.
shit, bro.
it's a nigga time
That
of
nigga
time.
went in time and come back time.
That used to have a pet
I'm
frog
not
that
this
she
good.
loved.
Let's make
You
sure
know,
that.
Miss Frizzle, I was really glad when you said I could bring my best friend Bella the bullfrog to school.
Wow.
In fact, in Season 1, Episode 5, Wanda has to let her pet frog go to live a happier life in the wild, and we see the producer rewatch this scene and cry.
Bye, Bella. I know you're going to
Wow.
have a good life.
Yo, this nigga is good,
I
bro.
am here.
Nah, that's
I
crazy.
think it is very likely that the producers are the original Tim and Wanda. But what about the rest of the original students? Maybe Tim and Wanda are the only survivors, but I did find this guy working at a carnival in Season 2, Episode 10 that looks a lot like Ralphie. And I can also totally see Ralphie growing up to work at a carnival. But then what about Miss Frizzle? Even though we see the producers running things at the end of the episode, it seems like Miss Frizzle is also in charge of the show.
You really expect us to believe that Mikey had the power to actually knock the bell
Yep, you're off the hammer slammer.
Just between us, we had a story conference about that, and it was Miss Frizzle's idea.
But we know nothing about Miss Frizzle's past, and obviously she doesn't resemble any of the kids like the producers do. I mean, the closest comparison we have is Arnold with their similar hair color, but obviously Arnold is male and Miss Frizzle is female, right? And that's what I thought too, until I discovered...
Whoa, what are you getting at,
Pickle
bro?
theory is not a theory I created. It's something I discovered while researching for this video. It stems from this weird moment in Season 2, Episode 7 with Miss Frizzle.
Whoa! There's a ton of pickles in here.
You caught me, Ralphie. Oh, I have a
There you go.
private and powerful passion for pickles.
Even if I told you the context of this episode, this moment wouldn't really make sense. Miss Frizzle just has a secret closet full of pickles and a private and powerful passion for them for some unexplained reason. But this is where pickle theory comes in. To understand pickle theory, you need to understand that there's a common medication used in hormone therapy for trans women that has the side effect of making you crave sodium. And pickles are very salty, so they've become a common snack in the female transgender community. And pickle theory states that this weird moment with Miss Frizzle admitting to a private craving for pickles is a hint about her actually being a transgender woman. And
So you trying to say that's a nigga?
But probably not
That's
enough
cap,
evidence
bro.
to win me over yet. And
Yeah,
even if it is true,
no.
there's definitely not enough evidence to say Miss Frizzle is the original Arnold. I mean,
Don't
she
do
doesn't
that.
even wear glasses like him. But then I watched Season 4, Episode 10, where we actually get to see inside of Miss Frizzle's house for the very first time. And I found a picture on her wall that is going to blow your mind.
Stop it.
Chill out.
A picture of someone who looks a lot like a female version of Arnold, right down to the yellow and white shirt and glasses. I think this is what Miss Frizzle looked like as a kid. Either she's transgender, or the cloning process can just create different gender versions of characters, but whatever it is, you can't tell me this doesn't make it seem like Frizzle is a female version of Arnold. Even her name, Miss Frizzle, sounds fake. It sounds like something she just made up because she has frizzy hair, a trait that she shares with Arnold. All of the people running the Magic School Bus show are the original versions of the students, creating doppelgangers of themselves and forcing them to go on dangerous field trips. But why? What is this all for? To make the Magic School Bus TV show and educate the kids of the world. And god damn it, it worked.
Is this the Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Is this the Magic School Bus? I mean, Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? Magic School Bus? I'm looking for the Magic School Bus! I love the Magic School Bus!
In this universe, everyone knows about the Magic School Bus.
That's
It is
crazy.
a massive success. If you want to educate the world, then in the words of Miss Frizzle, you have to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Get very, very messy. And that's the Magic School
Get
Bus
messy,
doppelganger
huh?
theory. Okay, bye.
By Miss Fizzle. Nah, I like what he did
Thanks
there.
for watching, everyone. This video isn't...
I like what he did there, bro. He put that shit up together
Bro,
real
that shit is insane, bro.
real nice, bro.
That shit make too many sense.
Wow.
Bro, that shit was confusing at first, and then I'm like, yo, the fact that he's going and he's actually finding shit to match his theory is kind of like crazy, bro. Nigga, nah, that fucking, I actually believe that
The producer.
yeah, that producer one, bro, because nigga, that shit is literally like
It's
word for it. Like them niggas look the
It
same.
make too much sense, bro.
And then the bee shit with the grandfather, and then the girl crying over a frog when she used to have a frog.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, that one, like, I completely believe that shit, bro.
Bro, that's crazy.
To the
man.
core, bro.
Hey, man, let's know your opinion about this video, man. Y'all
Yes,
leave
sir.
your comment down below. If y'all want to see more of
I'm
theories,
traumatized.
you know what I'm saying? So, this is some real conspiracy theory right here. If
Yeah.
y'all want to see some other ones that you guys would like to recommend, leave that in the comment section. We get right into it.
Yes, sir.
Please don't forget to
Like, share, subscribe if you're new. God loves you. God bless you. And we out of here.